Slaynville, it's bull.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We're here to make sense of the complex stuff and hopefully give you some clear, exciting insights. Today, we're jumping right into something I know a lot of you are buzzing about, maybe even feeling a bit overwhelmed by, the massive Slaynville Retro 6.0 update. And look, these aren't just, minor tweaks here and there. We're talking fundamental shifts. Could completely change how you play, from gathering to builds, everything. It's huge. We spent a lot of time digging through these patch notes, so okay. Let's untack this. Let's rethink Slaynville. All right, kicking off with probably the biggest news in 6.0, two brand new systems, real game changers. First up, a comprehensive crafting system. So now you can gather new raw materials, from monsters from the environment. Sounds simple, maybe, but the implications, they go pretty deep.
Yeah, what's really fascinating here, I think, is how it fundamentally redefines the value of things in the game. Resources, player activity. It's not just more stuff to collect. It genuinely seems to be shifting the focus away from just pure looting, towards active creation. You gather the materials, you figure out what they do, you craft items. It changes the whole economy.
Yeah, exactly. Active creation. I like that.
Imagine players specializing, right? I'm the enchantment guy, or I focus on armor. Creating real economic roles. Stuff you used to ignore might suddenly be super valuable. It could really shake up the player-driven market.
Absolutely. A huge shift in that core loop. And speaking of changing how you play, the other big one, item sets. Powerful new way to customize your character, right? Collect a full set of armor, unlock special bonuses. They mentioned things like increased stats, damage protection, and they even teased more coming soon.
Oh, too.
So here's where it gets really interesting. What's your first take on this? Is it all good news for builds, or is there a downside, like maybe pushing everyone towards the same few meta sets?
That's a really good question. It definitely opens up new build paths, rewards you for sticking with a gear set, that dedicated play. But yeah, the risk is always there, isn't it? That a couple of sets just become the best and suddenly everyone's wearing the same thing. Less diversity, though that more coming soon bit that suggests maybe they're planning for it.
Yeah.
Keep it dynamic. It definitely makes you rethink best in slot. Maybe a slightly weaker item is worth it if it completes a really powerful set bonus.
Right.
Changes your whole gear progression. Maybe even helps newer players catch up faster if they focus on a set.
Right. That synergy is obviously the key. And to help you figure all this out, advanced tooltips are finally here. Remember alt-tabbing out, checking wikis all the time?
Oh, yeah.
Constant. Well, this update really tackles that. Let's be honest, ancient UI. Makes it way more dynamic, informative. So now you hover over stuff, you instantly see item set info, like which pieces you've got, what bonuses are active, what's not, plus crafted items, clear rarity colors, common, rare, legendary, epic, easy to see at a glance. And maybe the most useful thing for just daily play, a detailed character summary. Right in your main backpack, shows your total stats, your protections, all those active set bonuses, everything in one place.
And connecting that back, right? Those tooltips are crucial, absolutely crucial with all this new complexity. You've got crafting, item sets. It reduces that information overload. You can just see your character's power, the synergies, no complex math needed.
Yeah.
Lets you make informed decisions quick, on the fly. Turns that tedious metal math into just playing the game.
Much needed, speeds things up, lets you focus on the fun part.
Exactly. Less number crunching, more playing.
Okay, so they've reshaped how you build your character. Makes sense the world itself is evolving too. Let's talk about the new challenges, the new opportunities out there. What's new in the wilds? Well, for starters, new monsters. If you like fighting new things, get ready for the Damned Spirit, the Unstable Demon, and the Fire Maggot.
And these aren't just reskins, it sounds like they each bring unique tactics to the table. The Damned Spirit word is, it has some kind of life drain, makes you rethink healing.
Oh, okay.
Unstable Demon might explode when it dies. Got to watch your positioning there.
Right.
And the Fire Maggot, maybe weak alone, but imagine swarms of them, testing your AoE, your crowd control.
Sounds like fun. Or maybe terror.
A little bit of both, probably.
And of course, to fuel that new crafting system we talked about, a whole bunch of new valuable crafting materials. Get ready to hunt for, Star Shard, Seraphite, Myrstone, Celestigium, and Bethlorite.
Yeah, and these aren't just random names. Think like Star Shard for enchantments, maybe Seraphite for defense, Bethlorite for damage. Each one seems tied to specific high-level monsters, bosses. So you'll need to target specific areas, specific fights, to get the mats for the really top-tier crafted gear.
Makes sense. Gives purpose to hunting specific things.
Exactly. Strategic farming.
And beyond the new stuff, they've also done some housekeeping. Fix up some travel routes that were broken or missing. Might sound small, but for those long treks across Slaynville, less wasted time, smoother trips, makes the world feel a bit more connected, maybe?
Definitely. A little quality of life, things like that add up. Makes exploration less frustrating.
Okay, so we've covered the big systems, the new content. Let's zoom in a bit. The finer details, the tweaks, the rebalances, the stuff that really changes your day-to-day gameplay. So what does this all mean for your combat, your resource management? First up, item rebalance. Good news. Axe and pig way less now. Just a nice little quality of life thing.
Always welcome. Frees up a tiny bit of carry weight.
But here's a big one for combat. Throwing weapons, throwing stars, throwing knives. They now have a 20% chance to break on use.
Ooh. Yeah, that's significant.
Right, I can just picture it running out of knives right before the boss kill. How does that change things for people who rely on those?
Well, it adds a whole new layer, doesn't it?
Sure.
Resource management. Before, they were basically infinite, just cost mana. Now, you gotta think about durability. Carry spares, takes up inventory space, costs gold.
Yeah.
For tough fights, high-level stuff, it means more planning. Do you risk running out? Or dedicate precious bag slots to stacks of knives or stars?
Subtle change, big impact.
Exactly. How you prep for a run just changed.
Okay, what about spells? Some adjustments there too. Mana cost reductions seem to be a theme. Blow dart is down 95 to 75 mana. Throwing stars down 40 to 30.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, and also conjure power bolt. Now create 6 bolts instead of 3, double the bolts.
Oh, okay.
For a mage player, what does that feel like in practice?
Well, the cost reductions for blow dart and throwing star, that means more uptime, basically, more damage over time, less sitting around waiting for mana, makes them way more viable for longer fights, grinding sessions.
Right, sustained damage.
Exactly. And the power bolt change. Doubling the output for the same mana, that's massive efficiency. It could totally change how mages approach things. PvE, maybe even PvP. Huge buff.
Interesting. Okay, loot tables. Also getting a big shakeup. Dozens of monsters now drop the new crafting materials. Iron ore, royal steel, hell steel, those new Bethlehem ones. Plus, loot for existing big guys. Dragon Lord, Juggernaut, Creature Fiend, that's been rebalanced too. So what's the ripple effect there? Economically, farming routes, the market?
Big ripples, I'd guess. If you need, say, Royal Seal for that new legendary sword, maybe you don't just farm Dragon Lord anymore. Maybe now you go after dozens of smaller mobs that drop iron ore, which you can then refine up. It could completely change where the best farming spots are.
Ah, okay. Opens up new options.
Right. Less competition, maybe. Diversifies things. Players will need to figure out the new efficient paths. Could shift where the money is, you know.
Definitely something to keep an eye on. There's also a new global experience boost system. 1.08x XP.
Yeah, and the interesting part here is how it activates. It kicks in for everyone online whenever any single player uses their own personal XP boost.
Oh, really? So like a rising tide lifts all boats kind of thing.
Exactly. Even if you're playing solo, not using boosts yourself, someone else pops one, you get a little bump too. It's kind of clever, right? A subtle nudge towards feeling like a community. Everyone benefits a bit when someone invests. Makes the grind feel slightly less grindy for the whole server.
That is cool. Okay, game store update. The gold converter now comes with 500 charges. Used to be uncharged, right?
Yeah, that's a huge quality of life improvement.
Seems like it. Less hassle.
Totally. Means less interrupting your farm session to go recharge it, more consistent gold flow, saves you time, adds up over hundreds of hours. It's one of those small things that just makes the grind smoother, lets you stay out in the field longer.
Makes sense. And finally, a couple of NPC price changes to note. NPC HL prices are way up for top tier stuff like Demon Helmet, Demon Legs. And NPC Myrtle has adjusted prices for Royal and Hellsteel. What kind of knock-on effects do you see from those changes?
Well, direct economic ones.
Yeah.
HL's prices go up. Maybe that pushes more people towards crafting those demon items instead of buying them. Increases demand for the high-end crafting materials.
Ah, yeah. Drives the crafting market.
Right. And Myrtle changing steel prices.
Yeah.
That directly impacts the profit margin on crafting anything using that steel. Could shift what items are most profitable to make and sell.
So many interconnected changes.
Yeah, it's another dynamic element. Affects newbies trying to gear up, affects veterans trying to make gold. Everyone has to adapt.
All right, let's wrap up with some of the maybe less flashy stuff, the under-the-hood changes, the quality of life things that just make playing nicer. First, save containers. The game will now remember which bags or containers you had open when you logged out. and it'll reopen them automatically when you log back in.
Finally.
Right. How many times have you logged in, spent 5 minutes clicking through 20 backpacks trying to find that one stack of reagents?
Too many times. This is genuinely great. No more fumbling around every login. Just pick up where you left off.
Little things, big difference. Okay, something more technical. The server engine's been upgraded, now using Lua JOT.
Okay, yeah, for people who aren't deep into game tech, Lua JIT is basically a way faster version of the Lua scripting language the game uses.
So what does that mean for us, the players?
It translates to potentially significant performance improvements. The game should feel smoother, faster, more responsive.
Nice.
Especially noticeable in crowded areas. Big fights should mean less lag, less stuttering. It's one of those invisible upgrades you just feel.
Always good. They also changed the daily server save time. Just a heads up, moved to 8 p.m. EST, 20.00000 server time.
Good to know. Plan your boss fights accordingly. Avoid that mid-fight save interruption.
Definitely. And lastly, for explorers and homeowners, big changes to the world map, new areas added, plus a significant housing overhaul. Specifically mention removing a lot of the rook houses, those small starter homes, and replacing them with new ones.
Yeah, that's going to shake things up too. New places to explore, obviously. But changing the housing landscape, especially those common rook houses, that affects where new players settle, where communities gather. Could revitalize old zones, create new social hubs. People will need to reevaluate where they want to set up shop.
Wow, okay. That is a lot. A truly comprehensive update. Slaynville Retro 6.0 really touches everything, doesn't it? From brand new crafting and item sets, down to engine upgrades, balancing, world changes.
It's massive, a fundamental rework in many ways.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in, but hopefully this deep dive has helped you get your head around the biggest pieces, helped you understand how these changes might impact your time in Slaynville.
So here's maybe a final thought to chew on. With all these new core systems, the crafting, the item sets, plus the rebalancing, the world changes. How much of your old Slaynville knowledge, your habits, that muscle memory, how much of that might actually be obsolete now? How much do you need to unlearn or radically adapt to really master this new version? I feel like it's really going to push players, force you to evolve with the game.
That's a really good point. How much do we have to unlearn? What new strategies do we need? Makes you think. Well, there's only one way to find out. Now it's up to you to dive into Slaynville Retro 6.0 and experience it all for yourself. Until next time, thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive, and happy gaming.